Hello and welcome everybody, and my name is LUHRAK and welcome to another Furry Speedpaint. Today we're drawing both Warwick and also Genn Greymane from World of Warcraft because, yeah, I don't know, they're both wolves, they're both Holly Gnarly boys, and like, I don't know, they're both from games that I do like and that I've played a bunch. And yeah, I had this idea for a little bit in my mind, and like I thought it was like a cool combination, like because they're kind of both the same concept on paper if you think about it, but like they're still quite different. Like I guess like the main thing is like Greymane is a lot more civilized and stuff because he does have his mind, and like Warwick is a lot more like just thinking about hunting and stuff, and is a lot more wild. But yeah, on paper, they're both werewolves. They're both buff, kind of. They kind of both between feral and human, but I mean, yeah, like I said, one a bit more than the other. Yeah. At first, the lantern that I'm switching around the names now, that Greymane is holding. At first, I just made it a normal lantern, but then I had like the idea to make it the soul cage he has in that one cinematic where he's fighting against Sylvanas. Technically, he doesn't really have it. He doesn't have like a lot to do with it. The only thing he really does with it is smash it, and in that case, he doesn't hold it like that. But I mean, whatever. For the drawing, I thought like let's do it like this anyway. So I did. And yeah. Line art actually took quite a while, though I guess like actually the longest process of this whole bit was like the coloring and shading actually. Though still, like the line art did take its fair amount, and still though I really love how the line art turned out. Just looking at the finished line art in the end, I was like, damn, I really love this. I would totally like post this. I'm proud of this line art so far. It looks nice. Even though it wasn't like super 100% clean in some points, if you zoom in, some points were like still kind of messy. I don't know. I really like the point where I had like all the line art. Looked really nice. Yeah, and then we get to like coloring the whole bit, and there I actually realized Warwick is a lot more like bluish than I first realized, and with Greymane, his fur tone, I was like also a little bit confused at some point. Like first, I feel like Greymane really doesn't have a set appearance. He looks different like everywhere you look. And here's at the Storm, he looks very different. Early in Warcraft, he looks different. In the current modern WoW, he looks different. In the cinematics, he looks like way different. Everywhere he looks different, and nothing really resembles each other. Like I don't freaking know, man. I do like this like kind of his white form with like the brown kind of signature vest or clothing. I feel like that's his most signature kind of most consistent clothing that he has, or look in general. I would say like that's probably his most iconic look. Like next to maybe the BFA's like cinematic where he is like in his like blue-ish clothing, and he's looking a bit more gray than white in the cinematics, which I toyed around first as well. I took some other fan art as inspiration, and there he had like kind of a gray white-ish pattern, but as I like drew that, it didn't quite like look the way I wanted. It didn't quite make sense, but oh well. Just having the white, kind of a little gray, but like mostly white kind of tone, it looked well enough, and I'm quite happy how it turned out in the end. And the soul cage also looks pretty nice. All in all, I like him. And then I turned over to Mr. Warwick on the right, giving him the dose of shading that he deserves as well, obviously. And in this case it was a little bit more little bit more easy, I would say. There's not as much about him than there's on Greymane, because he has like less clothing going on. It's just a little bit wildness, and that's it. It's wild fur. For the color of his gauntlet and stuff like that, I was like a little bit toying around in his clothing, but in the end, I give like his eye and the lantern a nice glow to it, and then that like really is the last thing that really made it pop in the end. And I would say this makes for a really cool design overall. I hope you really enjoyed this as well, and I would greatly appreciate if you would boop that like and subscribe button. And with that, see you in the next one.